Hello, friends. Today is the ninth session in the process of building a software product, which we have been seeing. And today we will see some classes which we need to build and uh, how they are connected to other parts of the product. And regarding this, we also show you some two classes already we discussed in the last session, uh, the TP initializer class and getCon class. Basically, they are used for creating the connection with the database and checking the database. The next ones are the two we discussed classes, where like one was uh, verify class, which will verify a user whenever the user on any page the user enters the username, password fields and account number field. So the system should check a valid user to process the request. So the, and the other one is to create a new user, the new account number in the system whenever a user wants to have account in the online access system for his bank account. So these two are the main classes, and of course we have the controller class, the server class, which will pass information from user request. It will process and then pass to subsequent uh, steps in the in the process of data flow, or you can say business logic implementation. So let us see this controller class first, and we will discuss the other two classes. So this controller class will be using some packages. Uh, One is java.io.io exception. This package is used for exception handling, like error message if they are coming, and then this processing those error messages. So we use that. Then the other package is print writer. So again, it is in IO, that is input output package, java.io.print writer. And then since we are dealing with the web-based product, so this controller class through this servlet will be doing the request and response for the HTTP sessions. So it will handle those request and response, and it will listen like the dispatcher, which listens and then dispatches information to various parts. Then any exception, if it is happening, then it is servlet exception method which handles those exceptions. Then of course we have this servlet, HTTP servlet, which is in HTTP package, and then HTTP servlet request, which is again in HTTP package, and response object. So these objects we deal when we are dealing with web pages and web request and response uh, over the HTTP protocol. So here we are creating this create servlet class, which extends HTTP servlet. So HTTP servlet is a built-in class in the Java package, Java library. So using this already built class, we can have those properties of uh, getting the HTTP request and then sending HTTP response, and if any exception is happening, so all those things can be processed through this class. Okay. So then we have this method do get. So get the request. So it takes two parameters, request and response, and they are of HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response types. So, and it throws a servlet exception and IO exception. So those we can process. And the content, now we want to set the content type. So it should be text HTML. So whatever response it receives, or whatever response um, it wants to give, it should be given in text or HTML form, so that it can be seen on the web server. Otherwise, the web server may not understand the response coming from this controller. Okay. Now we are creating some variables to be used later. So one variable we are creating integer type status, and then a number, that is for account number. Then one error to process error messages, and we initialize it at 0. And then amount, again initializing it to 0. And then phone number, again initializing it to 0. And then one variable we are creating username, where we will get the information about a user from the request. So request dot get parameter and username. So on most of the web pages you will see these uh, these you can say fields where you have username, password, etc. So those we can get from those pages, and then store them in these variables. And then the amount object, so the amount field we are converting, we are assigning in amount uh, variable here, and we are checking if amount is not null. If there is some value in the amount field, which if it is coming to this method in this class, then what we will do, if some amount is coming, so it will come in a string format from the web pages. So there we are converting into double. Double is a type which takes numeric format with decimal or fractions also. Okay. And then the address field also we are getting from the web pages, like on the create web page, from where the user is entering the address. So again we are saving that value into this address variable. And then in ph variable we are saving the phone information coming from the web page, and we are checking if phone number is not null, then converting that phone information into double. Okay. Then one variable we are creating cat, cat g category, and we are the category field which is there on create web page. So that category of the user. So this parameter again we are saving in this cat g variable. Then account number, uh, the account number which will be coming from the web page, if it is coming. So we are saving it into this ACNO field here variable. And again also we are checking if this account number is not null, that means there is some value in the account number, then we are converting it into integer. And if it is null, then if null, that means there is no value in the account field, means that means account number field, that means no value is coming from a web page, so there will be nothing there. So in that case what we are doing, in the account number field we are initializing it to 0 so that we can process it further because it will be required at some places. And then requirement type, uh, request type. So this request type we are getting through this rec underscore type parameter. So uh, now we will be checking through this if statement. If account number is greater than 0, what it means is if there is some value in account number, means some account number already exists in that case, because in this method, this class will be used at many places and we want to process different kind of pages and different kind of requests through this method. So at some places there will be no account number at all, and at some places there will be some account number. So if in on a page if there is some account number, in that case what we are doing, we are uh, the status we are checking of the user. So and passing it into a boolean variable stat. So how we are doing it? So we are calling this verify login, the class which we will be seeing now later, which is used for verifying the user credentials like username, password, and account number. So we are checking, we are getting if there is any value coming from this verify logging. That means uh, whether the user is already created or not, and we are keeping it into stat variable. That means there could be yes, that means where the user is created, a no, that means with that information like the account number, username and password does not exist, any or any of them do not exist. In that case it will be no. So if stat is true, so if they are correct, like username, password, and account number are correct, in that case, what we need to do is we will register a user, create a user, and through this method, register user dot uh, register check account number requirement type. So actually, there are two methods in register user class, which we'll see later. So one of them is register check. That means there is a check request, and that we can process with this account number and requirement type. Okay. So uh, at this stage, what we are checking is there is a account number, definite account number, and since there is a account number, so this means it is not for a new user creation. So this one is actually there are two methods in verify login. One is uh, uh, to check if some the it is true that the user name, password, and account number are correct, and if they are correct, so in that case the is you correct, in that case we can, what we can do, we can the other method uh, in register user, in the register user class is this one, this request is coming for a new checkbook request. Okay. So we are finding that this is correct, and we are also doing a print here to test that uh, to print at the page that checkbook request has been accepted. Okay. And then we are asking the dispatcher and to save this so this information using this request dot get request dispatcher class, and there is a check response dot jsp page where this process will be forwarded. Okay, and it will include request and response. And if there is some error, that means whether the account number or username or password was not correct. Okay, uh, and then status was not greater than 0. That means the status, the register user, in the register user where check request was not, it was not true that there was a check request. In that case, there will be raise an error of two types, and we will see what this two is all about. Let us see this error page where this error will be sent. So we have defined some error types on this page. So error number 2 is checkbook request failed, please try again. It will print a message with this error. Okay, so checkbook request failed because here if everything was fine, checkbook request will be raised, and if there was something not correct, then checkbook should not be checkbook request should not be accepted, and this the response should be sent to this error page. Then there is one more error. Okay, so this error 2, error of type 2 happened when with this if clause, the status, like the request uh, for a new check was not correct. Okay, then there could also happen at the higher level where when you are verifying the user with verify login class, uh, so the verification failed. So in that case, the error 1 will be raised. So error type 1 is incorrect username, password, account number. Okay, so this message will be sent on the error page. So depending on these two types of error, the error page will have the appropriate error response. Okay, then there is a third option when this registered user was correct, and what we are doing, we are getting everything which is required for creating a user there on that page, on the create page. We have username, password, repassword, amount, address, phone, and category. Okay, so we are taking everything there from the page, and we are checking if it is true, like everything is fine, the user has provided all the input. Then we are directing the dispatcher to index.esp page. So index.esp page is the response page for the user creation, and user will get this account number, the created account number he will find, and the response for this. Okay, and if here if the from the register from the create web page there is something wrong, some input was not provided, or some there was some error, some duplicate error or something. So we are raising the third error type. And what is this third error type is uh, registration failed, please try again. So this message will be displayed on the error page. Okay, when this request came for creating a new user, and some information was incorrect or incomplete, etc. In that case, this third error is raised and it will be shown on the error page. Okay, so this was all about the controller class, and let us see this register user, which does two things. One is creating a new account number and new user in the system. Another one, uh, creating a new checkbook request. Okay, so for this uh, uh, this class has one method, register, and it will take a lot of parameters, the username, password, repassword, amount, address, phone, etc. And then what it will do is, first of all, it will get a connection with the database through this getCon class which we saw earlier. It has also a method getCon. So it will, first of all, it will connect, and then it will prepare a statement like the SQL statement can be executed. First of all, you get the info, the input for the statement, and then you print that statement using any like writing something in the database or something to the user on the user screen, etc. So then we have a try statement where we see if it can be done. So try, and first of all, what this statement should be. So it should be through the con uh, object, uh, prepare statement, and then the SQL statement insert into this table new account and values, and how many values are there. So actually there are many parameters: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it takes 8 parameters, and in the database also there are 8 columns. Okay, and then we define a variable new next value 1, and basically this is for the primary key, and we are generating a primary key through this getCon class. Earlier session. Then now this value we are assigning to the first column in the table. First column, you see one means first column, here the first parameter. Okay, and then the next one is username. Okay, and this username will be coming directly from the parameter, right, which is specified here. And then password again coming from this parameter, password. Then repassword, again the parameter coming to this method. And amount, again coming from the parameter. And then address also, phone number also, and category also. So all these values will be coming through the parameters when this method is invoked on a page. Like this register method will be called on create web page. Okay, and then status. So uh, the update, we will update this statement. Okay, and if there are any exception, so just we will write that exception in the console. Okay, and it will return this status. Like this method, uh, this register method will take those parameters for username, password, etc. So like for the create page, we will call this method and pass all those values for the parameters. So it will take all those things, and then it will also get the primary key for the column account number and assign that into that column, and other values will be coming from the web page. So this method will get executed, and then it will return status when everything is executed in the database. Okay, so this was one method. The other method is register check. This one, this method is for uh, registering the request for a new checkbook. So this method takes two parameters: account number and request type. Okay, and again we are connecting to the database through getCon method of the getCon class, and then the statement which will specify. So what statement we want to execute. So we are trying. So first the statement should have this SQL statement is insert into checkbook uh, table, and what values, and it has three columns. So it takes three parameters, and again we are generating a primary key for the service request. Okay, this time the first method, register a new user and create a new account number. We use the primary key for populating the account number column. But in this table, checkbook table, the account number we already will have from the new account table, because that we will fetch account number. It will be coming directly as a string, and this as a parameter into this method, and from the web page. Okay, and the first, so for first column we will be populated with this parameter, and in the second column, that is the service request number, so it will be populated by this sequence generation through this getCon class. And third one is request type. So request type will also come as a parameter to this method from the web page, where it will be called, and then status will be to execute this uh, this SQL statement, and then this um, request will be creating a record, and where in this table, in this checkbook table, where a new record will be created, because you also need to specify for which account number, right? Like the first account number, it is getting as a parameter from the web page. So this account number, so we want to create a new record where the account number is the same as what was passed into this method. So generally, if you use see the insert is insert a statement in a database, generally should be insert into the data, the table name, values, and where some value, yeah, it should check where this new record has to be created. So uh, and so where clause, we are now making this where clause. So where clause is where account number is equal to the one which was specified in as a parameter. Okay, so we are getting this where clause for this statement. So, and in this statement, this account number, then we are matching. So again we are selecting amount, and then where clause, the one more thing is uh, we also need to deduct in the OBAS 1.2 the the provision for new checkbook request is that there is a fee of $5, right? So this $5 will be deducted from the user's bank account. So we are checking now this uh, checking this bank account, and then we will be deducting that. So select amount from new account. So we are selecting amount now, and where this account number, the account number of this user, and then we will be, now what we will do, we will check all the data in this table, and keep checking where, then finding where the the account number is the one which is coming now. So in the first column, in the table, it will keep checking where account number is same as what we are specifying, and we find the amount there. Okay, and converting into a double here, and then we are deducting $5 from the amount of the account. Okay, so that means the fee we are taking $5, and then we are preparing a statement, and again updating the database, this table new account, and now setting the amount is now with amount less than $5. So it will update the table also, and if there are any exception, that we will handle, and we will be printing on the console, and then returning status. That means the uh, execution of the update has happened. Okay, so this was register user, where we are doing two things. One is creating a new account number and a new user, and the other is creating a new checkbook request and deducting $5 from the user's account for this service of new checkbook request. Okay, and then let us check this verify login, because this is again used at many places, at many web pages. So essentially what it does is it takes three parameters and verifies if by checking in the database if those values are correct. So this verify login has a check login method, and it takes three parameters: account number, username, password. So whenever on a web page we have account number, username, and password, we can call this method of this class and pass those three parameters, and then we will connect with the database through this get call method, and then we will check uh, through selecting the values in the database through this statement. Select all from new account, where account number is what we are getting through this parameter, where then username and password. Okay, so this we all three we are checking in the database now. So these values, so if they are correct, then execute query. So uh, this is means we find, and if we find, then we return the status. That means it is true or false. So if they are correct, then the status this method will return true. That means the username, the account number, and password are correct. If something is not correct in any of these values, then this method will return false. That means some something is not correct. So that is how you verify users. So this was all about all the classes which we have created so far. And in the next session we will see the pages where we will be writing the uh, client side scripts as well as server scripts. So thanks for your time, and bye for now.